Every day I see people making the same mistakes when it comes to media buying. AI is taking over the world, and this doesn't change when it comes to media buying, so your strategy needs to change as well. So if you're still using interest-based targeting, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel campaigns, you're leaving so much money on the table, and you just need to update your strategy ASAP, unless of course it's already working for you, which I'd be very surprised at. So before I get into it, my name's Adam Taylor. I'm the founder at Media Engineered. We make hundreds of ad creatives every single month for DTC brands. I use these exact systems to add over 100k in MRR to a fashion brand, and I use this very system to help double the ad spend and reduce the CPA by 65% for a car cover brand in just the first 30 days of working with me. So today's agenda, we're going to be going through the campaign setup and then the audience targeting as well. So a little disclaimer, I'm not a media buyer, so I'm going to be focusing on the creative testing agenda, if you like, because I am a creative agency, so I do need to know a little bit about creative testing and audience targeting, but I'm not a media buyer, so I will not be going into the scaling and stuff like that. So there's two campaigns that we have inside the ad account: testing campaign and scaling campaign. Now you might have a few if you've got different audiences, such as different countries, which is fine, but for a blank canvas kind of point of view, we have two campaigns: testing and scaling. And we need a clear naming convention when it comes to actually naming the ads inside the ad account, because you see a lot of people online saying naming conventions are a waste of time, but when you're dealing with lots of ads, lots of ad sets, you're trying to scale quickly and efficiently, you need to be putting a clear naming convention in place so you can quickly take a glance at what's working, what isn't working, feedback to the creative team. If you don't, it's a complete waste of time, because you're going to have to be going into every single ad to see what ad it is, and it's just a waste of time. So testing new ads, we call it the testing campaign; scaling winners, scaling campaign. And you can over complicate it as well on the other end of the spectrum by going too far and having these really high-tech names. Just keep it simple, really clear, so that anyone could understand at a quick glance. And then name the ads clearly based on the concept or the ad name. If you've got clear naming conventions with your creatives, just put that as the ad name, and that's all it needs to be, nothing more. So in terms of the testing framework, we like to keep it really simple again. So we have one ad set per creative concept, and all the variations of this specific concept are in the same ad set. So for example, let's say you have a concept targeting the pain points of sore feet, for example, a random one. Then all these creative concepts, let's say you've got 5 of them, would go into one ad set. And then you've got another ad set that is targeting trainers for fast running, since we'll stay on that topic, trainers for fast running. Then you'll put that in another ad set. So keep all your briefs, if you like, your concepts, your angles, keep those and group those by ad set. It's just the best way to do it, and never cross over concepts when you're testing, because it will just really ruin the data, and you won't be able to get enough valid information to be able to gather insights into the creative test. And only use your proven audiences to test creative. So if you've got an ad account and you've been running for a while, you will know which your best audience is. It might just be broad audience, it might with a few countries, but yeah, just keep it real simple. And I've got a diagram now to go over the testing framework. So you can see here, very simple. We have one campaign called the testing campaign. We have multiple ad sets. These ad sets will be your creative concepts, and you can see winning audiences in all of those. And we just break it down by the creative concepts. It's a real simple framework, but it gets the job done. And then inside each of these ad sets, we have our ads. So you can see concept 1, concept 2, concept 3. And you could have multiple ads, up to 5, 6 ads inside these ad sets. And that's how we group it, by brief usually. And we are always optimizing for hook, especially in the beginning phases. So for us, it's very easy, because we will have our creative briefs. We'll probably make 5 ads from that creative brief to 6 ads, and we'll put all of those inside one single ad set. So it works really well, and I recommend you doing something similar. And you don't always have to be testing the hook. You can test the framework, the length, and the music and stuff like that as well. But hook is usually the biggest, the 80-20 of the testing. So now let's go on to the audience targeting section of this. So it's going to be a crazy shock to some people who haven't been doing this, but the best targeting now, and this is, not just my opinion, from many sources and many of my friends, pretty much everyone, is no targeting. So you can use guardrails to exclude audiences, but let the machine do the targeting. So the AI of Facebook is getting very advanced now, so it's able to basically retarget in the campaigns naturally without having to actually do the retargeting or anything like that. So you simply put the campaign and set the campaign up. Facebook will realize when, let's say, someone who's interested in running, they go on a lot of running pages on Facebook, they've been buying running shoes in the past, and you put up an ad for running, they're going to know all this information about that person and target your ads to this person. And if they engage with it, they're going to show it them more and more and more. And you can see how it's already retargeting naturally. So you can check the frequencies of your ads, and you can see now that they are getting seen more than once. So it is retargeting naturally. And it can be scary just to put your ads in there with no targeting. It might seem crazy, but you will see this will be your best performing campaign if you do this, or ad set. So yeah, no targeting. You can use guardrails, and just to kind of, if it's only US audience or age or gender, etc., and just let the machine do the targeting. So we've actually got an example here for you. So broad audience, no interest at all. Countries, US only. 18 to 60 for the age, and then for the gender, male. So I actually don't recommend you using the gender, because you can sometimes get crossovers with people want to buy gifts for the partners. But if you can test it for sure, but the age and the country is definitely a good idea. If there's no reason at all that someone over 60 would ever want to buy your product, they'd even look at your ad. You know better than anyone if someone's going to pay attention to creatives of a certain age. And even with the 18, you can push it up. But realistically, you don't need to do that. Countries is always a good idea, just so you make sure you're delivering to people who you can actually ship to, etc. But age and gender, it really isn't even necessary. So it might seem crazy, but that is definitely the best way that I've seen to have your interests and to test your ads as well. And that's it. So it's really not overcomplicated. We have a simple audience of open audience, and we put some guardrails in, and then we have an ABO campaign where we group our creative concepts by ad sets, and you'll see which ones the winners are over a few day period. Once they've got over a good amount of impressions, 5 to 10k impressions, you judge the creatives then, and you can look at them, graduate them to the scaling campaign, continue scaling the testing campaign. And that is it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just keep it as simple as possible. Only use one variable. So, I'll see a lot of people and they'll be having different audiences, and they'll just throw all the concepts into one ad set. But it's not an effective way to do it. Just keep it as simple as possible. Break down your creative concepts into ad sets, whether it's static ads, whether it's UGC, high production, whatever it may be. Break them down into ad sets, test them, and then graduate the winners and turn off losers. Continue scaling the ones that are hitting your KPIs and metrics. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want me to make ad creatives for your brand to scale your ad spend, let's chat. Book a call using the link below this video. And again, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to hear more from me.